In this video, we're going to talk about the third page of the Exploring Patterns work that we've been doing in class. This is the work we did last video, and I'm just going to scroll down here just to some nice new space on my Excel document, and we're going to look at how we might approach this. This links in with all of the work we've been doing around Excel and algebra and formulas and everything. And when you first look at this, it's easy to be intimidated or to worry, but the reality is it's quite straightforward. The only difference is in this case, we are doing calculations or equations that affect other equations which affect other equations. So we're sort of doing a bit of a loop of different things. So let's see how this works. Now, our main variable in this is n. And then the other areas we've got to discover are A, B, and C. So I'm just going to start by creating those. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work across to figure out each of these. Now, I can't get A without n, so that's going to be my variable. I can't get B without A, and I can't get C without B. So I have to do them in a particular order, and that's really what this activity is all about. So in this case, like I said, I'm going to just make this whatever number it needs to be. So I'm just going to start off with 1. And if I go over here, so these are the combinations, A equals 15 times n, and n is whatever number we choose it to be. So in this case, it's 1. So basically what I need to do here is just say, all right, well, 15, I need to put equals 15 times whatever is in the n box, and press enter. Right, so in this case, 15 times 1 is 15. So getting the first part of this is really just about following that relationship. So the next thing we can see is B. So we're going to go over to the B box, and B equals A times 20. So again, just a simple process of saying, all right, well, if that's the case, then B equals whatever number is in A times by 20. And I should be able to press enter. And there we go, 300. Excellent. And then the last one here you can see is B divided by 7. So the C box is going to equal whatever is in B divided by 7. So these are three, on their own, they're three quite simple equations there, but you can see I got to 42. And the way I should be able to check that this now works is if I change n to 2, all of my other numbers should change. So what they're really doing in instant time is this calculation's going to here, this calculation's going to here, and this calculation's going to there. So we can see that relationship. So our first goal in this section was to create a program that allows you to change the value of n and have all the other values calculate. So that's what the answer to that looks like, and hopefully yours works in a similar way to me. The second thing is that you need to create a table that showed the pattern for the first 10 substitutes. Now, there's a couple of ways you could do this. We've done tables before. I could write here n and I could write here answer just like I've done before, and I could use this to help me calculate it, but I'm going to show you a quicker way of how we're going to do it. In this case, I'm just going to click on this like that, so select all 4 of them. I'm going to hover over. Oh, there's something going a bit funny. You can see it should be the black cross. You can see it's kind of flicking up there, but maybe something's wrong with my pointer. I think it'll just let me grab it anyway. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go 10 boxes down and let go. And look at that. It's done it all for me. Isn't that fantastic? I got 1 extra. I didn't even want that one. I'll get rid of that because I only needed the first 10. So you can see in this case how I've created a complex formula that goes across different cells, but then I've just been able to copy that formula right down the line like that. So now that I've created my table showing the pattern for the first 10 substitutes, I need to create a graph of the relationship between n and c. Now, I've got the numbers I need here. Here's n from 1 to 10, and here's c from 1 to 10. So I don't need these middle numbers for the graph that I'm going to make. I could just select these things separately, but I'm going to make a new table down the bottom. I'm going to select this whole section, and I'm going to put that down there. Okay, so I just copied and pasted it. I'm going to do the same thing with the C, but I just have to be careful here because I actually don't want it to copy the formulas that I've been using. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to say paste special, and I want to paste the values. What that means is I want you to paste the numbers that are in this box, not the formulas. You can see there's the formulas up there. So if I do that, there they are, and I can check those are exactly the same, which is excellent. So now I should be able to click on both of these, go to insert like I did before, go to chart, and I can make a line graph of that. And there it is. That shows the relationship between the variable number and the C column in this case. And we can see from this graph that it's a consistent relationship. It's got that straight line that we looked at last time. So in this case, we used Excel to create an interrelated formula between different variables. We collected the data from both sides of that, and then we looked at the relationship between them, and we can see that it had consistent growth between the increasing value of N and the result of C. There's a section down here which you can explore yourself, which is what happens when you swap the relationships between these things. Now I'll give you one little hint here, and that's that rather than creating a whole new table, you might just be able to play with some of your formulas. So for example, up here it was 15 times whatever was in that box, but I should actually just be able to change that formula and change that times into a divide, and if I press enter on that and then drag the rest down, it should automatically update that. Okay, I'll let you have a bit of a play with it, but what you've seen here is all the skills that you need to do this part of the challenge and see how you go.